Hello everyone. Welcome to UIS. Let's discuss today's prelims topics. Question 1 with reference to the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index, MPI, consider the following statements. 1. This was released by the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP. To 25 countries, including India, successfully halved their global MPI values within 15 years. 3. Sub-Saharan Africa, 534 million, and South Asia, 389 million, are home to approximately 2 out of every 6 poor people. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. The latest update of the Global Multidimensional Poverty Index, MPI, was released by the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and the Oxford Poverty and Human Development Initiative, OFI, at the University of Oxford. It said that 25 countries, including India, successfully halved their global MPI values within 15 years, showing that rapid progress is attainable. These countries include Cambodia, China, Congo, Honduras, India, Indonesia, Morocco, Serbia, and Vietnam. The report noted that deprivation in all indicators declined in India and the poorest states and groups, including children and people in disadvantaged caste groups, had the fastest absolute progress. According to the report, people who are multidimensionally poor and deprived under the nutrition indicator in India declined from 44.3% in 2005 to 2006 to 11.8% in 2019 to 2021, and child mortality fell from 4.5% to 1.5%. Those who are poor and deprived of cooking fuel fell from 52.9% to 13.9%, and those deprived of sanitation fell from 50.4% in 2005 to 2006 to 11.3% in 2019 to 2021, according to the report. In the drinking water indicator, the percentage of people who are multidimensionally poor and deprived fell from 16.4 to 2.7 during the period, electricity from 29% to 2.1%, and housing from 44.9% to 13.6%. Sub-Saharan Africa, 534 million, and South Asia, 389 million, are home to approximately 5 out of every 6 poor people. Question 2 with reference to Scheme for Capacity Building in Textiles Sector, Samarth, consider the following statements. 1. Samarth is a demand-driven and placement-oriented skilling program. 2. The scheme aims to incentivize and supplement the efforts of the industry in creating jobs in the organized textile and related sectors. 3. Samarth also caters to the upskilling-reskilling requirement of traditional textile sectors such as handloom, handicraft, silk and jute. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. Samarth is a demand-driven and placement-oriented umbrella skilling program of Ministry of Textiles. The implementation period of the scheme is up to March 2024. The scheme was formulated under the broad skilling policy framework adopted by MO Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. Samarth aims to incentivize and supplement the efforts of the industry in creating jobs in the organized textile and related sectors, covering the entire value chain of textiles, excluding spinning and weaving. The training program and course curriculum have been rationalized keeping in view the technological and market demand of the domestic and international economies. In addition to the entry-level skilling, a special provision for upskilling-reskilling program has also been operationalized under the scheme towards improving the productivity of the existing workers in apparel and garmenting segments. Samarth also caters to the upskilling-reskilling requirement of traditional textile sectors such as handloom, handicraft, silk and jute. The scheme is implemented through implementing partners, IPs, comprising of textile industry associations, state government agencies and sectoral organizations of Ministry of Textiles like DC Handloom, DC Handicrafts and Central Silk Board. Question 3. Consider the following statements about World Population Day. 1. World Population Day is observed annually on 12th July. To this year's theme for World Population Day is Unleashing the Power of Equality, Uplifting the Voices of Disabled and TR1BLS to Unlock Our World's Infinite Possibilities. 3. World Population Day was established by the Governing Council of the United Nations Development Programme in 1989, inspired by the significant global population milestone of reaching 5 billion people. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is A. World Population Day is observed annually on 11th July. It is an international observance established by the United Nations (UN) to raise awareness about population issues and their impact on various aspects of human life and development. The day serves as an opportunity to highlight the importance of reproductive health, gender equality, poverty eradication, and sustainable development. This year's theme for World Population Day is Unleashing the Power of Gender Equality, Uplifting the Voices of Women and Girls to Unlock Our World's Infinite Possibilities. Question 4. What is the solar maximum? 1. The solar maximum is a period of time during which the Sun experiences peak solar activity and its magnetic field reaches its strongest and most disordered dynamic point. 2. In the solar cycles, which usually last 25 years, the solar maximum happens roughly in the middle of each cycle. 3. The increased solar activity during this period can cause large-scale solar storms, eruptions and flares, which in turn can have devastating impacts on the Earth. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. In the solar cycles, which usually last 11 years, the solar maximum happens roughly in the middle of each cycle. The increased solar activity during this period can cause large-scale solar storms, eruptions and flares, which in turn can have devastating impacts on the Earth. It can potentially disrupt radio communications, the power grid, the internet and even have serious health consequences for astronauts. However, on an individual level, people on Earth are unlikely to experience any effects of the solar maximum. Question 5. What is the Anthropocene epoch? One term was first coined by Nobel Prize-winning chemist Paul Crutzen and biology professor Eugene Stoermer in 2000. To this denote the present geological time interval, in which the Earth's ecosystem has gone through radical changes due to human impact, especially since the onset of the Industrial Revolution. 3. There are numerous phenomena associated with this epoch, such as global warming, sea level rise, ocean acidification, mass-scale soil erosion, the advent of deadly heat waves, deterioration of the biosphere, and other detrimental changes in the environment. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. Question 6. With reference to an indigenous differential global navigation satellite system, DGNSS, called Sagar Sampark, consider the following statements. 1. An initiative aimed at boosting the digitalization in the maritime sector. 2. It is an enhancement system that corrects the errors and inaccuracies in the global navigation satellite system, GNSS, and provides more accurate positioning information. 3. Sagar Sampark significantly improves the accuracy of GPS positioning and reduces errors caused by atmospheric inferences, satellite clock drift, and other factors. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is C. The navigation system helps mariners to improve their positioning within 5 meters after recapitalization with multiple satellite constellations like the Global Positioning System (GPS) and the Global Navigation Satellite System (GLONASS). Sagar Sampark significantly improves the accuracy of GPS positioning and reduces errors caused by atmospheric inferences, satellite clock drift, and other factors. The error correction accuracy has been improved from 5 to 10 meters to less than 5 meters for 100 nautical miles (nm) from Indian coastlines. Question 7. Consider the following statements. 1. Blue-colored water indicates life, especially phytoplankton, which are microscopic plant-like organisms. 2. The color also determines the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed by the ocean. 3. Currently, oceans absorbed 25% of all carbon dioxide (CO2) emissions. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. Green-colored water indicates life, especially phytoplankton, which are microscopic plant-like organisms. Question 8. Consider the following statements about United Nations Human Rights Council (UNHRC). 1. The UNHRC is defined as an intergovernmental body within the United Nations system, which is responsible for the promotion and protection of all human rights around the globe. 2. The Council also investigates allegations of breaches of human rights in United Nations member states and addresses thematic human rights issues. 3. To suspend a member, one needs a more than half majority vote by the General Assembly. How many of the above statements are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. All 3. D. None. The answer is B. As per the rules, the UNHRC can suspend the rights and privileges of any council member that it decides has persistently committed gross and systematic violations of human rights during its term of membership. To suspend a member, one needs a 2/3 majority vote by the General Assembly. Thank you, everyone. Do subscribe to this channel. Use code SPLIVE to join Unacademy.